What's up? It's Keem back again with another video, and today we have a very special day. The legend himself has returned. K. Kung Fu Kenny, Cornrow Kenny, Kendrick Lamar, the hip hop savior, has returned after a 5-year hiatus. His last album 2017, damn, 5 years later, his new album, his final album on TDE, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Honestly, I don't think there's anything left to say really. At this point, Kendrick in his career, we all know the guy is a lyricist. He's one of the best rappers to ever do it. He's goated in my opinion. So with this album now, I don't know what to expect. Honestly, I'm excited, I'm anxious because it's been so long. I don't know what angle Kendrick's gonna go with this album. It's a double album as well, which is, you know, really dope. So Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I'm kind of like interested to see where Kendrick's gonna go with this. With the album cover, it's got like, I guess 2 of his children and his missus, I think, on there. I assume it's his missus. And then you got like a brown wall with some like plastered cover up holes. Not too sure what that symbolizes. But yeah, he's also got like a gun in his back pocket with like a thorned crown as well. So yeah, man, I'm interested to see. It's a very interesting album cover, to be fair. So it kind of might, you know, lead into, you know, his album, or you know what he's going to be talking about. Obviously he dropped the Hot Part 5 on Monday. I didn't do a reaction to it. I did listen to it actually literally yesterday because I didn't want to listen to Kendrick until he dropped his album. And I realized actually, you know what, he never drops the Heart series on his album, so I gave it a listen. Really dope. Honestly, Kendrick's creativity, honestly, it's just undisputed at this point. So yeah, man, his 5th and final album from, you know, on TDE. I'm quite surprised looking at the track list that there aren't any TDE members on here, which I'm very surprised about, to be honest. Like, I would have thought that there would have been, but you know, never mind, I guess. Appearances from appearances from Kodak Black, Baby Keem, even like Ghostface, Killah as well, Sampha, however you pronounce it, and others too. So yeah, I'm interested to see how those features will, you know, aid the album. This album is an hour and 13 minutes, 18 songs, which, to be fair, in context, it's not really too long. Well, no, it is actually nice. It's quite long, to be fair, but considering it's a double album, yeah, should be good. So yeah, as always, I don't want to make this a super long intro, but I normally do. But yeah, man, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Let's see finally what Kendrick's album is saying. So we have track 1, United in Grief. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm ready for this. What have you been going through?
I've been going through something.
Tell us, Kendrick.
Be afraid. What is a house with a better view? A family broken in variable.
Okay, I'm just waiting for it to drop now. See, I love when like Kendrick like double times, man. Like so far though, with the piano in the background and like Kendrick already like saying that he's going through something. So we'll see. Like Mr. Morale, I guess that's the first part of the album. So I guess that might be him telling us what he's been going through since we haven't heard from him. It's been 5 years. He's had kids in that time. We've been through a pandemic. So I'm interested to see, you know, Kendrick's perspective on life now. Yo, we all grieve, man. Let's be honest. We all grieve different in our own ways. Yeah, so I think what stuck out to me the most in that song is like Kendrick, like it sounded like he was like offloading how he's been feeling. He mentioned about having a counselor or therapist, his brother like dying, you know, him making certain expensive purchases like buying mansions and jewelry and going through grief. And we all go through grief, we all deal with grief in our own way. Some ways better than others, but you know, sometimes you need time to just, you know, gather your thoughts and your feelings and stuff. So based off that, I'm interested to see again like how Kendrick is gonna like convey his feelings on the things that he may deal with personally, because you know nowadays Kendrick is very like exclusive, reclusive. He's very reclusive, and you don't hear much from him. So you know when somebody on his caliber, like at the top of hip hop, you know, I want to see what Kendrick has to say, because it has been a long time. But anyway, without me rambling, it was a good intro. Track number 2 now is N95.
Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi, take off the money phone, take
Ooh.
off the car loan, take off the rich umbrella, take off the shit mill, take off the doje, take off the banking bag, take all the dudes and
The beat is interesting though. I'm liking the layers. Oh! Yo, this shit is hard. Yo, this track got me hyped, man. Kendrick's like the way he switches his flows and like the layers to this beat as well. Like so far, like production wise, like I'm enjoying this. I know we only 2 tracks in, but man, this is a classic already. Yo, this shit's a classic, man. Yo, I think like this is Kendrick. This album to me, like I didn't really have any expectations, but I honestly feel like, can Kendrick get any better than like he is now? I'm not too sure. This might be Kendrick at his peak, because can he top this? I don't know. I don't know what his plans are in future. He's got his own label, PG Lang. It's his final album on TDE now. So I don't want this to be his last album. I doubt it. I hope not. But like Kendrick to me is just like, he's so versatile as a rapper, as an artist. He's literally the best. And man, that track was just sick, to be fair. Like he mentioning that stuff like taking shit off, like turning off like all the like, technologies and stuff. And honestly, to a certain level, man, I agree, man. Like I'm a 90s kid, man, so technology was in my life, but not to the level it is today. And not many kids today, like they don't really go out, don't climb trees and shit. They're not, they don't go outside, and you know what I mean. They're just inside on their phones and that. But that's another story. But like, without me rambling though, great track. Intro into the album is great. If this is the Mr. Morale starter, I'm enjoying it. So track number 3 now, Worldwide Steppers.
the man of God playing Baby Shark with my daughter, watching for sharks outside at the same time.
Baby Shark.
Protect the father, I kill for my son Enoch is the part 2. When I inspire my children to make higher
He's got a son and a daughter.
present moment, I saw that religion. Riders black for 2 years, nothing moving. Ask God to speak through
Oh
me.
shit, really?
Now the voice. Yesterday I prayed to the flowers and trees. Gratification.
Yeah.
Powers that be.
Yeah.
Synchronization with my energy chakras.
Woo!
Dr. Sebi, paid
Chakras, yo, what you know about them chakras, you man? Yo, honestly, like, it's a real thing, man. Like I'm wearing this for a reason, man. If you know about chakras and that, like, do your research and that. But man, Kendrick is spitting already, man. He's talking about already his experiences, having children, wanting to protect them, wanting to kill for them, him not seeing the same, him not thinking the same anymore. And the older I get, I definitely can feel him on that. So
pinch. I don't know how to feel like the first time I fucked a white bitch.
what?
First time I fucked a white bitch, I was 16 at the Palisades, fumbling my grades.
What? Yo, wow, that just went left. Like, where did that come from? Like, damn.
Next time I fucked a white bitch was out in Copenhagen. Good Keem Sam City tour.
Hold on a second. Are you telling me Kendrick is keeping track of how many white women he has sex with? Is that what's happening right now? Okay.
Ancestors watching me fuck was like retaliation.
Yo, that's hilarious.
8 billion people on earth, silent murderers, 9
Woo!
preachers in church, crooks and burglars, Hollywood.
Man, I know we're only 3 tracks in, man, but man, already the content that Kendrick is already giving us, man, like him just showing us his perspective on life and his experiences. And that track though, when he was talking about like the first time like he had sex with like a white woman, and like and saying that his ancestors are watching over him, and that was just funny to me. But man, already, yeah, this this is setting the tone for the rest of the album, man. This feels different production wise. This is what I like, man. I'm liking the production so far. I don't know who's worked on the album, to be fair. I didn't even check the production on this, but I will do after. But so far, man, I am liking this. We're coming into halfway ish into the first side of Mr. Morale. We have track 4, Die Hard, featuring Blxst and Amanda Reifer.
I hope I'm not too late to set my demons straight.
Mm.
I know I made you wait.
This has got a nice little bop to it. Hey! I don't know who this Amanda person is, but yo, I'm feeling her voice. The way that this album is progressing, like we're going into the 5th track now. I'm waiting for a song to miss now. I'm waiting for Kendrick to miss, man. Right now, man's hitting. He's hitting. The ball is going out of the park. That was dope. That was hella dope, man. I was feeling that. That was a vibe. Track 5, Father Time, featuring Sampha or Sampha. I never know how to pronounce it. Someone let me know. Oh, that piano.
Daddy issues all across my head. Tony Fucker found, I'm teary-eyed.
Damn.
I won't think out loud, a foolish pride. Mama said that boy is exhausted. He said go fuck yourself. If you give up now, that's gonna cost you.
That's crazy.
You could be a bitch. I'm charging baskets and falling backwards, trying to keep balance. Oh, this
Ooh, damn.
Practicing on day offs, tough love, followed up, no chaser. Jumping up when I scrape my knee, cause if I cried about it, he surely tell me not to be weak. Daddy issues,
true.
My emotions, never express myself. Nigga, when Kanye got back with Drake, I was slightly confused. Guess I'm not mature as I think, guess I'm healing to do.
What? Yeah, Father Time. Man, Kendrick really was just giving us his perspective, his issues, or dealings with his father. I think, like, us guys, I think from an early age, we're taught not to show our emotions. We're taught to kind of, you know, don't cry, hide your feelings, you know, you fall over, get back up, you know, don't be a girl. And in reality, it's the wrong way to kind of, you know, to go about it, to be honest. Like, we all kind of go through pain and trauma. You know, there's nothing wrong with showing your emotions, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it, but obviously at the right time and stuff. I like to keep perspective. I like to keep things balanced. And, you know, sometimes, like, our parents, our fathers, our mothers, you know, have their own issues. And sometimes they end up, you know, portraying it onto us as well. You know what I mean? And that's how sometimes things can go into a cycle without going too deep. So it's one of them things, man. It's life, innit? So another dope track, though, from Kendrick. Like I said, Man Ain't Missing. Sampha, though, he was alright. I mean, I wasn't really feeling him that much, but, you know, I do like the track, though. And it is a first listen, so I think it can grow on me, like, in terms of Sampha on it. But anyway, we're on to track number 6, Rich Interlude. Sounds like Lil Wayne. Oh, it's Kodak. Is it Kodak? That ain't Kodak. You know what? We're going to transition straight into track 7, which is Rich Spirit. Okay. It didn't transition as I thought it would. Hey. Wow. Oh, he's going with the brother business again. Rich Spirit. Well, Rich Interlude going into Rich Spirit. I thought it would have transitioned, like, you know, like seamlessly, but it was almost like 2 separate songs. But yeah, that was another dope track. I mean, out of the songs before, like removing Rich Interlude, I'm probably feeling this one the least. 'Cause it was a very like mellow, like subtle, like instrumental. Um, like nonetheless though, like it's very like calming at the same time. So like Rich Spirit, I feel like Kendrick is just essentially just like just trying to keep that positive like energy, that positive vibes, like just removing like just the stuff that aren't important to him. We are going into track number 8, We Cry Together, featuring Taylour Paige. Ooh. This sounds like some kind of like a Griselda type beat.
You wanna bring a nigga down, even when I'm trying to do right. We can go our separate ways right now. You can move on with your life.
Forever late for shit, won't buy shit, sit around and deny shit, fuck around on a side bitch, think
Oh, well, fuck you, bitch.
fuck you nigga,
Nah, fuck you, bitch.
nah, fuck you nigga,
Fuck you, bitch.
All right, damn.
Fuck you, bitch. This dick, though.
well shit I should've sucked in,
What you say?
I should've found a bigger dick,
Bitch, get the fuck out my face.
Yo, that's wild.
Shut up.
I'd rather fuck on your cousin,
Bitch, you said you gon' fuck who?
you heard me nigga, it's nothing,
You know what?
That song was very can I put it, interesting. Like not what I was really expecting. I guess essentially like Kendrick or I don't know, the character who he was playing, I don't know, was arguing with his girlfriend about not supporting each other or not meeting each other's expectations. And man, I don't know what's really to say, about that. I think I'll need to listen to it because I thought it was like gonna progress into a song, but it was almost like two people like just having an argument and like just kind of like going back and forth, throwing like stuff at each other, and that's how relationships get at times. You know what I mean? It kind of reminded me of like Eminem, like something that Eminem would have put on like Marshall Mathers or the Slim Shady LP. I don't know, just like what do you call it? Like Eminem like arguing with his girlfriend. Is it Kim? Was it? But anyway, enough of that. We're on the last track of the first part of Mr. Morale, track 9, Purple Hearts, featuring Summer Walker and Ghostface Killah.
I know y'all love it when the girls talking, but shut the fuck up when you hear love talking. My life is like forbidden fruit. My bitch know better than I do. A woman's worth. I'm crowned on by Molly. Wrist on your darling. They gon' judge your life for a couple.
It's probably one of the slowest songs so far, to be fair.
They all get body.
I think this is the first time I've listened to Summer Walker's voice. I don't think I've heard her before. Sounds nice though. Damn. Yo, damn, this girl can sing.
Shut the fuck up when you hear his love talking to the mind is God's cipher dividing a small portion.
I really did like that track, to be fair. It was it's quite slow. I wish it was maybe a little bit more just up tempo, but I think that's not what like that song was supposed to be. Summer Walker, her voice, amazing. I'm gonna have to check her out because I have not listened to her before, but I have heard of her. Ghostface Killah, he kind of added his bit to the verse as well in the later half of the track. Sounded dope as always, a legend if you know about Wu-Tang. So now we're going into disc 2, the big stepper section of the album. I'm interested to see the content of Kendrick and where he's going to be heading in this. I'm hoping for a little bit more upbeat and like kind of like head bopping tracks, because I feel like on this first half of the album there was some obviously, but I think there was a bit of a mix. Like there was quite a few slow tracks in this first half, which is kind of dope. Anyway, to kind of hear Kendrick on that. So yeah, going to disc 2, I want to hear something to kind of really just like start really just bopping my head. So I guess we'll see. Disc 2, track 1, Count Me Out.
Got shame on me, got 6 magazines that's aimed at me. Done every magazine was framed to me. It's out done fear I'll tell myself. This year you better win yourself. Mass on the babies, mass on the outwear, mass on...
I was gonna say I'm waiting for it to drop.
I love when you count me out. I love when you count me out. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fucking it up.
Hey.
You was such a... I feel better if I just worked hard without lifting my head up.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I was not feeling that track that much. Just being real. It was okay. Maybe it just needs to grow on me, but it's partly down to the production. Yeah, it just didn't really just hit for me. I didn't really feel that connection, because like the first like minute it was almost like building, and then it kind of dropped, and then or the beat switched slightly, and yeah, I don't know, it just didn't really resonate. But you know, it happens, to be fair. I mean, considering that this is the 10th track and it's probably one of the ones that I'm not really feeling, it's not that much of a big deal. Plus, first listen, don't always like tracks the first time I listen to it, so we'll see. But yeah, going into track number 2 of disc 2, Crown.
I can't please every man. No, I can't please every man.
I'm kind of surprised it's had this kind of tempo, you know, this long into the song. Yeah, at this point, yeah, I don't see it changing. I feel like it's going to keep this momentum until the song finishes now. Well, yeah, you can't, I guess. You definitely aren't pleasing me right now with this track, I'm not going to lie. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm trying to remember like where I've heard that before, but yeah, like as you can probably see already from that, like I wasn't really feeling that at all, man. It's strange, like these first two tracks compared to the first 2 tracks of disc 1, very polar opposites in my opinion. I guess really Kendrick's. I think the thing is for me, like the instrumental, the beat, like does matter to me, like. Sometimes you might be saying like some deep stuff, or you might be, you know, conveying like a particular message, but if it's over a beat that's like isn't really dope to me, like then I'm not gonna feel it as much, you know what I mean? Because otherwise it's like, what's the point in having a track? You know what I mean? If there weren't any beats, and it would be complete acapellas. But yeah, ain't got much really to say, to be fair. Like I was surprised these last 2 tracks, I have not been feeling it, but I think going into these next 2 to 3 tracks now, I feel like the tempo will hopefully start uplifting a little bit. But anyway, going into track 3 of disc 2, Silent Hill featuring Kodak Black, which is very interesting. Like I did not expect that collaboration. Oh, that caught me off guard. This is what I'm saying. You see what I mean now? By the beat. Oh. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. You see? Hey. Hey. What? Kodak actually sounds pretty dope on this, actually. Hey, what was that? Oh, do. This is exactly what I was saying earlier. Like, give me something a bit more up-tempo. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying every track has to be up-tempo, but there has to be some kind of progression. Like, that's just me anyway, but as Kendrick says on Crown, you can't please everyone, and you can't, especially when it comes to music. So, you know, you need to add a bit of variety on an album. I get that. But that track, to me, one of my favorite tracks on the album that I've listened to, like, very up-tempo. Kendrick, he's just very creative with his flows, like his patterns, like his rhyming schemes, like Kodak Black as well. Very surprised. Like actually, like that was actually like a decent verse from Kodak. Like for me with Kodak Black, very hit and miss for me. Like I do like him kind of sometimes, but you know 9 times out of 10. Actually, nah. To be fair, nah, it's more than that. To be fair, there are some tracks that I do like Kodak on, but he's not my favorites. It just depends on the beat that he's like he's rhyming on. But yeah, Silent Hill, dope track, one of my favorites. Going into track 4 now of disc 2, Savior Interlude. Oh, baby Keem. You know what? We're gonna transition straight into track 5, Savior, which features baby Keem and Sam Dew, whoever that is. Yo, baby Keem is actually alright, you know. He's very hit and miss sometimes with me as well. That flow kind of reminds me of like OJ the Juice Man. If you know, you know. Interesting verse from baby Keem. Actually decent, you know. Can't lie. Let's see what Savior sounds like then.
Cole made you feel empowered, but he is not your savior.
Say Cole, Jermaine.
Future said get a money counter, but he is not your savior. Fun fact, I ain't taking shit back like it when they pro black, but I'm more Kodak Black. Tell me where the money at. Ay, CC. Wait a minute. Ben Aki.
Hey.
I tell the whole truth from A to Z. Ay, you happy for me? Smile on my face, but are you happy for me? Yeah, I'm on the way. Are you different? Seen a Christian say the vaccine mark of the beast. Then he cut COVID and prayed to Pfizer for relief. Then I
Damn.
got COVID and started to question Kyrie. Will I stay organic or hurt in this bed for 2 weeks?
Damn. Kendrick is talking that shit.
Then watch us in the street. The cat is out the bag. I am not your savior. I find it just as difficult to love thy neighbors.
Wow.
Especially when people got ambiguous favors. But really, I don't care for no public speaking. And they like to wonder where I've been. Protecting my soul in the valley of silence.
Very interesting track, to be honest. Very interesting. Kendrick said a lot that definitely went over my head that I'll need to listen to again. But Savior, Kendrick saying he ain't the savior, Future ain't the savior, J. Cole ain't the savior. And it's interesting hearing Kendrick say that, because at the end of the day, he is just a normal human being, you know what I mean? We all look to Kendrick as being this savior of rap, and there was I saw a quote on Twitter saying that, oh, you know, Kendrick's back, hip hop is saved, and it's like, hold on a minute, like, don't get me wrong, yeah, Kendrick is dope, but you know, it's a lot of great projects has dropped since Kendrick last dropped his album. With the name of this track and seeing the album artwork cover with like the thorns around, well, obviously Jesus did that on, you know, when he was crucified, had the thorns. It's kind of like it's just, for me, it's just an interesting visual, like why he kind of added that. And with this track called Savior as well, I think he's just letting us know that, you know, don't necessarily look to him, because, you know, he's for me, it sounds like Kendrick is still trying to work things out in his head as well. He's getting older, he's still trying to understand life. We're now on track 6 of disc 2, Auntie Diaries.
My auntie is a man now. I think I'm old enough to understand now.
What?
Drinking Parmesan with her hat turned backwards. Motorola Paige off-white guest jacket. Now, ask my mama why my uncles don't like him that much, and at the parties why they always want to fight him that much.
Wow, man, this is
when
deep.
It was comedic relief to say faggot. Faggot, 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 we ain't know no better. Elementary kids with no filter. However, she wasn't gay, she ate pussy, and that was the difference. That's what I told my friends in 2nd grade. She picking me up from school, they stare at her in the. My favorite cousin said he's returning the favor and following my auntie with the same behavior. Demetrius is Marianne now. He's more confident to live his plan now.
Whoa. Man, that track was deep, man. Like, I love the beat to that. It was very just like sort of just mellow, like, and Kendrick talking about what his auntie being him. So like, I feel like I need to listen to that again, because like he said that his auntie is a man now. Demetrius is Marianne now. So like, So what? Was he saying he's got two members of his family that like switch genders? Like, I'm not sure. Like, maybe I'm a bit confused, but even like this Kendrick's perspective on like growing up, you know, saying like the F word, and like I guess kids not really understanding, and and Kendrick even saying himself like he understands now and stuff. And for me, like, it just boils down to this, like, in this cancel culture and all that, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion to a certain level, but at the end of the day, yeah, we all have to walk our own paths in life. We all make our own choices. If it doesn't affect you, does it really matter? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people make their own decisions. If that's their truth, that's their truth, and so be it. If that's what makes them happy, that's what makes them happy. If it doesn't affect you, if it doesn't harm you, does it matter? No, it doesn't. And that's just kind of where I stand with it, to be fair. I don't particularly care. Not what I was expecting, in all honesty. It's I feel like it's quite like a vulnerable track, to be honest. It's not difficult. Well, it's not difficult. It is difficult to kind of like come out and kind of just like be honest and kind of like talk about certain things, especially like when it's to do with your family, you know what I mean? Because, you know, you kind of want to be a bit, you know, reserved and not, you know, show certain things. But I respect it though. I respect it. But anyway, track 7, disc 2, Mr. Morale featuring Tanna Leone.
Father should detox my calling is right on time. Transformation, I must have 1,000 lives and like 3,000 wives. Every thought is creative. Sometimes I'm afraid of my open mind. Shit on my mind and it's heavy. Tell you in pieces. I think about Robert Kelly. If he won't molested, I wonder he'll fight for Felly.
Wow.
From closure, Taylour Paige, the face of 1,000 rappers using violence to cover what really happened. I know somebody's listening.
I'm listening. Kendrick saying stuff on his mind is heavy. Was it the weight of his chain or the diamonds on his neck is heavy as well? So him kind of like comparing like the weight of these thoughts to like the weight of like the jewelry around his neck. Kind of like thought provoking, I guess. The track itself was cool, to be fair. Nothing too crazy, in all honesty. But yeah, we're literally at the penultimate like track of the album, to be fair. 6 minutes and 46 seconds. Like, that is way too long, you know, honestly. But, you know, hopefully it's a song that, you know, has like progression and stuff. It has somebody called Beth Gibbons of Portishead. I don't know who that is. Beth Gibbons, no idea. But anyway, track 8, Mother I Sober.
Mother cried, put their hands on her. It was family ties, I heard it all. I should have grabbed a gun, but I was only 5. Faith told you I was Christian, but just not today. I transformed, praying to the trees. God is taking shape, loved her daily. Traded in my tears for a Range Rover. Transformation. You
Jeez.
felt grief till you felt it sober.
Yo, this sounds like some heavy stuff, man. Damn.
Family ties, they accused my cousin. Did he touch you, Kendrick? Never lied, but no one believed me when I said he didn't.
I know the secrets, every other rapper sexually abused. I see them daily, burying they pain in chains and tattoos. And I hope Keem made you proud, cause you ain't dying
Me?
vain. So I
You broke a generational curse. Say thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Mommy.
Oh,
Thank you, Father.
that's cute. That was heavy shit, man. Like what Kendrick was talking about, and oh man, I don't want to go too deep with it, but man, I think it just shows you, yeah, that I don't like, no matter like who you are, like where you are in life, like we all kind of like go through like different struggles, different traumas, like individually, maybe like even as a family, like people in your family, certain things that don't get talked about, like, and sometimes we just don't really deal with it. It could be childhood trauma, like it could be stuff like happening when you're going into your teens, into your adulthood. Things can resurface from your childhood, and like if you never really learn to really deal with it, or like, you know, talk about it with anyone, it can really like affect you. And Kendrick just really just like speaking from the heart, really, like with how he feels and about his mother and being abused and like what he's seen and how he's tried to deal with it over the years and it kind of like coming back and like, yeah, man, it's shit, man. That song was like almost 7 minutes and it did not feel like 7 minutes because like I was gripped by what he was saying. Like I was really like listening and man, that was deep, man. That was deep. Wow. I'm really taken back by that, you know. I wasn't really expecting I can't even get my words out. I wasn't really expecting it. But yeah. The final track of the album, the final track of disc 2, Mirror. Wow. Oh gosh, here we go. Don't be sorry, man. Don't be sorry, Kendrick.
Working on myself and counseling is not easy. Don't you point a finger just to point a finger, cause maybe it's time to break it off. Run away from the culture to follow my heart.
Wow.
I realize, sorry I didn't save the world, my friend. I was too busy building mine again.
Oh, I don't even know what to really say, man. I'm still really just like processing everything. Like I'll say like off the bat, like this is a really good album. Very, very good. I'm kind of interested to see how this album will grow on me. Like the more I listen to it, the more I take from it and kind of, you know, reflect on it. I definitely feel like Kendrick really did spill a lot in terms of like how he feels and what he's been going through. I don't know, man, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's definitely told stories and about and like experiences and stuff, especially on Good Kid, Mad City. Not so much on Damn, I guess. And To Pimp a Butterfly, that album was like very conscious just for the culture of, you know, black people and kind of, you know, the struggles of being black, living in America, police brutality, all that kind of stuff, politics and whatnot. But with this, like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I feel like Kendrick's still trying to like not find himself. I feel like he's got a lot of trauma that he probably realizes and he hasn't really dealt with. And now that he has children of his own, I feel like he doesn't want to necessarily like pass on his his insecurities, his issues, like pass it down onto them, because there was a point on one of the tracks where it might have been Mother I Sober where or it might have been Mr. Morale, one of them, he mentions about it's not he but a woman mentions about him breaking the cycle or something like that. And sometimes like you do have to have self-awareness, self-reflection, and kind of speak about the difficult things about yourself. You have to sometimes look into the mirror, like, even though it can be like very uncomfortable, you know what I mean? It's almost like you're looking into your own soul. But yeah, Kendrick really on this album, like he really did speak a lot about what he's going through. Songs like Savior, saying he's not the savior. What I kind of get from this album is that essentially like Kendrick is just showing that he goes through struggles just like everybody else. He's still trying to work out, you know, himself. Production wise for the album, for the most part, I really enjoyed it. Given like the context of the album, not having too many features, I kind of get it. You know, the features had to fit right to certain songs, because I don't know, man, this album just really feels really personal, and it really does resonate with me. I never know what to expect with a Kendrick album. Like, what I can expect is that it will be different from his last projects, and this is what this has provided. It is a very different album. It's too soon to say where I rank it in his discography, but it's a very solid project. I'll have to just see how it grows on me. With this being his last album on TDE, I don't know where Kendrick's gonna go from here. PG Lang, I think that's his own label. I'm guessing he's got his own artists. I think, I'm not too sure, or he's planning to. I know that Baby Keem is, I think, one of the artists that's on PG Lang. I would have liked to see like somebody on TDE on here, to be fair, like even if it was like Absol, SZA, or Isaiah. But yeah, it's really been like a journey, like seeing Kendrick progress in his career, to be honest, like where he is now, his 5th album. But yeah, man, there's a lot to take in, to be honest. A really dope album from Kendrick Lamar. He never misses. I'll be honest, one thing I will say, I'll be honest though, the first side of the album, after a first listen, I do like it a bit more. The second half of the album, obviously it's good, but if I had to choose a side, I'm picking side A or disc 1 of the album after a first listen. We'll see the more I listen to it. Like, best believe this next week, this next month, like I'm gonna be like listening to this album in rotation just to see, you know, just nuggets that I've missed, what I can gain from it. I'll potentially might do like a final thoughts of the album. I'm not too sure. I'll have to see, to be fair. I wanna sit with this a bit, to be fair. I don't think I wanna rush. I don't wanna rush pulling out a final like thoughts. Like maybe in the next 2 weeks as I listen to it, just to see how I feel about it and whatnot. But yeah, there we have it. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. Not too sure what he means by the Big Steppers though. Mr. Morale, I think maybe like Mr. Morale's in like morality, him finding himself, you know, him looking into life, gaining perspective. Maybe that's what it means by Mr. Morale, him being that. Big Steppers, I don't know. I'm yet to find out what that means. But yeah, there we have it. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. If you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you. Click the like button if you like the video. Check out the rest of my videos on my channel. But yeah, into the next video. I'm out. Peace.